Josh is with us. If you got questions for Josh, go ahead and raise your hand. Looks like Lonnie's going to be first. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Josh, we know that you said you were more comfortable with your hand on the ground, and I think you played that all of last year. We see all sorts of weights thrown around for you and what have you, but what are you carrying? You feel you comfortable enough, in the weight that you are carrying, where you can handle the rush and also the pass rush of the outside guys, the defensive ends?
Yes, sir, I do. I know they have my weight listed a little high. That was incorrect though. I'm 275. So I feel like that's a good weight for me right now, especially being able to play the run while also still being light enough and quick enough to jump outside and rush the edge off a tackle, while also being able to rush the inside as well.
John Hale.
Josh, can you just give us an idea of how banged up you were in the second half last year? I know that we heard from the coaches that maybe you were even playing through some things you shouldn't have at times. Just how much of a toll did that take on you over the course of the season?
Well, it did take a toll on me physically, but as far as being a captain and having to or getting the opportunity to lead this team, it was really nothing. A lot of people would have folded in that situation. It was just, I remember like during the week I'll be limping, running and stuff like that. But once it came to game time and I had 100 brothers next to me and you look to your left and your right and there's guys that you can trust and guys that you want to play for, even coaches, everyone in the facility. And once that energy came, it was just like all the injuries and everything, you put that to the side for that whole game. And, we could handle the next week. And it was really just a blessing to be able to push through that and have these guys pushing me as well.
Josh Moore.
Josh, do you notice a difference with especially the younger guys? You haven't been you've been around for a while now, to just having a regular spring practice, I know last year things, kind of went sideways pretty early on for you guys. Do you see much of a difference in how that's helping you all?
Well, yes, I do. I just see the growth from even like the first practice until now, just from the younger guys in the D-line. I know Sam, this is his first time playing this position in college. So, of course, his first day till now is night and day. He's a hard worker as well, always getting work in after practice. And it's the same thing for every other young guy on the D-line. There are a lot of hardworking guys, and I can really see how their game is growing from that first day until the end of the practice today.
Adam.
Hey, Josh. Marquan McCall has gotten a lot of props from the coaching staff so far this spring. What kind of changes have you seen in him, I guess, in the offseason and in practice? And you think he's poised for a big season?
I know he's poised for a big season. The one thing with Quan before was just consistency and staying that way. But, of course, Quan, everything that you see, like us do on the field, it could be things that Quan was going through that may have led him to not be consistent in the past. But now I can really see the maturity level that he has right now. He's really a leader as far as the D-line, and I'm really proud of him for that. He really stepped up this offseason. He made that change and he flipped that switch to where you can see that he's going to be a dominant guy up front. And I sent Quan a text a couple of weeks ago just saying how proud I was of him and how I could see all the growth that he had, the maturity level, and how he's really stepping up as a leader.
Larry.
Josh, just wondering, so far in the few practices that you've had, what you thought of the new offense that Liam Cohen's putting in?
Oh, I love it. I'm not gonna lie. It's days where we get after them, and it's days that they get after us. And last practice, not this one, but last practice, it was a day where they got after us, and we really got to see how special their offense really is going to be. And even as far as all of the defensive players, we respect Coach Cohen and his offense, and just how we can see the potential and really how great that offense is going to be. There are a lot of hardworking guys on that side of the ball. They're always putting in extra work together, and it's really just something that, as a defense, that we're proud to see.
Lonnie.
What I'll ask you is about the familiarity of the zone run offense. You all saw a load of that against Missouri last year and how they were able to convert on fourth down a lot and put together a 23-yard drive, 23-play drive. And do you notice any familiarity from Missouri's offense to the offense that Coach Cohen is running right now?
Yes, of course. I know some similarities. Even before we got into spring ball, that was something that our coaches, that was a coaching point there saying how outside zone is something that we struggled with last year, especially against Missouri. And so this was a great time during spring ball to really attack that outside zone that we faced during the season, the problems that we've had with it, and really grow from last season to this season and this off season, just to make sure that we get that down, that we understand exactly what's going on in the outside zone and really know how to stop it.
John Wong.
Hey, Josh, we don't get to see practice, and of course, the spring game got canceled. What are your thoughts on that? And specifically, what are some of the things in practice that you would like us to know about that we haven't been able to see?
What would I like to? I'll probably say something that I want y'all to know is that Wan'Dale Robinson is a great football player. He's going to be the truth. I believe that he's a humble guy. My locker's right next to him, so I talk to him a lot. And today he had, excuse my language, but he had a hell of a play today. He jumped up between two defenders and caught a post, and I was like, wow. It was like nothing. I was like, look, he made a play. Let's go to the next, because he's going to be a special player for sure.
And how disappointed are you that there won't be a spring game this year?
Of course, I'm disappointed. We're not going to be able to see our fans out there, Big Blue Nation, and all of that. But that means that the first game got to be packed out. It went off. By the way, it's like.
Oh, just keep going.
All right.
Josh Moore.
But yeah, like I said, it's just we expect that first game to be packed out and loud like never before.
Hey, Josh, when you talk about the outside zone, what makes that difficult to guard? What's different about going up against something like that?
Just making sure that, because as far as a defensive end, if you're an Okie and they're running outside zone, then that gap is stretched as far as you take them out to. So as far as a running back, is really they can aim it outside, but they can also cut up inside. And if someone peeks through a gap and gets out of their gap, they just gash that gap. And it's really, if you're facing great running backs like Missouri, Larryaught is a great running back. And then, of course, we have a stallion of running backs right now. So just making sure that we're standing in our gaps and that we're really getting vertical as far as the D-line and cutting the outside zone off. That's what really makes it hardest. If you're stunting, you just got to make sure that you're getting vertical and that you're able to cut that zone off.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Larry Vaught. Go ahead, Larry.
Hey, Josh, just to follow up a little bit, when you talk about Wan'Dale has a chance to be special for sure, are you kind of talking about special in regard to what we're maybe seeing from a UK receiver? Or are you talking about like special from among what we see from the best SEC receivers every year?
I'm going to go out of the limb and say, as far as the SEC period, and he's a hard worker, so I know he'll back me up on this. But like I said, he does some special things, and I know that he's going to show it in the fall.
Okay, Josh, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, guys. I'll send a Zoom link out for Saturday soon.
Thanks, Susan.